What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. This is a Memphis League Challenge, and this is round number 1. And on the left, we have Joseph, and on the right, we have Vlad, who we have featured before. And we see on the left, Joseph does start with that Talonflame with the Gale Wings, making it where if it's in your hand, you can start with it. And we see he did choose Opt to do that. Now we see Joseph is going to use a Professor Birch's observation. Looks like it was maybe a Tails. So he's only going to get 4 off of this. Professor Birch, I think it's a Tails. Alright, yep, there's Tails. And we really don't know what either player is playing right now. So we see Carbink going down from Joseph. So we got to assume it's some kind of Carbink deck. Serperior comes down, and a pass on to Vlad's turn. So Vlad has a Shaman in the active spot, so we don't know what he's all playing. Fighting Field to the Shaman, okie dokie. We see a DCE, which still doesn't tell us anything about his deck. Now Vlad is like, he usually plays dark decks for sure, so Lysan and Snivy, Parallel City, and we're going to see just a pass from Vlad, which is not good, obviously. So on to Joe's turn, let's see, what does he have? He's playing some kind of Serperior Carbink break deck. Alrighty, so we're going to see a Fighting Field going down to Carbink. Okay. Now, once that Carbink goes into a break, it's actually not going to be, the Fighting Field doesn't activate anymore. But we're going to see a pass from Joseph on a Vlad's turn, okay. But we see Vlad does top deck an Ultra Ball, discarding a Dark and a Garbodor. And let's see what he decides to get out. Now, if I'm Vlad, I might have kept the Garbodor in our hand because that Carbink does have Safeguard, making it where EX Pokemon cannot hurt it. And we're going to see Vlad actually go for a Shaman, just set up to get 5 new cards. Alright, now what Vlad could do maybe is grab an Yveltal EX and just Sky Turn for 40, putting the Shaman in his hand, and then next turn put the Shaman down. But he wants a Shaman right now to find an Yveltal EX, get that down, probably attach an energy, max elixir, all that good stuff. So Vlad is going to get a good shuffle, and how can Vlad deal with this Carbink break is going to be the big question. So we'll see Shaman come down, going to sit up for 5 new cards. Alright, well actually not 5, he actually has multiple cards in his hand, sorry that's my fault. So Trubbish coming down, we see a Fright 9 Yveltal as well, and he has a Dark in his hand, going to put the Darkrai, and we'll already see Sky Turn for 40 damage. Most likely send that Fright 90 Yveltal up to the active spot, and next turn he can use a Pitch Black Spear to knock out the Snivy. So on to Joe's turn, he's going to draw a turn, and can he find anything or not? We knew he just drew an energy and pass, and we're going to see another pass on the Vlad's turn. So Vlad does have that Garbodor, going to put that down. He has a DC in his hand, so he can, he's going to put a Fighting Field DC, and he is going to use that Pitch Black Spear for 60. Garbodor is in play, but there's no tool on right now, so he can't actually beat that. The Fighting Field is not activated. So Shaman come down, going to set up, and looks like he's going to draw it in, and a Dark Energy. Now, if I'm Vlad, I'm probably not going to play the end right now, because we know that Joseph doesn't have anything in his hand. But next turn, Joseph can use that Aero Blitz to search for 82 cards out of his deck with the Talonflame. So he's going to put down another Fright 9 Yveltal. And we're going to see a Fighting Field to the Fighting Yveltal as well. And will he use the N or not? Nope. We're going to see a Pitch Black Spear knocking out the Snivy, going down to 5 prize cards. Now Joseph is going to see that Talonflame up with the Aero Blitz. Like I said, he can search for 82 cards in his deck. And he will play Teammates, which allows him to search for 82 cards in his deck if a Pokemon was knocked out during his last turn. So 82 cards he wants, he can grab them, put in his hand, and be good to go. And combine those with Air Blitz, he could get any 4 cards out of his deck. So let's see what he decides to get. Now I do see Servine, Serperior, Force of Giant Plants. I see some Birches, some Lysanders, some Lucky Helmets, okay. But let's see what is going to happen. What is Joseph going to grab here? Alright, which 2 cards? He's looking at his discard pile to see what's all in there. Let's see, what will he decide to get? Looking to see what's in his hand. Now he can grab, 82 cards. 82 cards he wants, whatever he wants, like another Pokemon, a energy for the turn. Looks like he is going to grab a Strong Energy, which makes that Carbink do 20 more damage. And what is the other card going to be? It looks like he might be eyeball that Escape Rope. Maybe not. Does he grab a Pokemon, maybe? Attach a Strong Energy to? It looks like another Strong Energy. Nope, not going to grab that one either. And maybe he has a card prize that he really wants or something. That could be the case as well. Maybe he has something prized that he really wants because this is the first time he searched his deck, so he doesn't know it's all in there either. Let's see if we grab Professor Birch's observation, and then he could just Arrow Blitz for 40, search 82 cards out of his deck, but he's got to be concerned because Vlad does have these Fright Night Yveltals up. Now, Talonflame does have 130 HP, so we'll take a second for the Pitch Black Spirit deck to take a knockout. So, strong into Carbink, okay. And we're going to see Arrow Blitz for 40, go to search the deck for 82 cards, and I wonder if what 2 cards he'll get this time. So he got up to 84 cards, basically, what he just did. So let's see what he decides to get here. Another Strong Energy. And let's see, does he grab a Pokemon? Maybe a Snivy. Looks like he is going to grab an N. Maybe? No, maybe not. Alright, gonna keep on looking. Alright, can grab Fighting Energy, Enhanced Tamer. Enhanced Tamer can discard the DC off the active, which is very nice. Maybe I could have grabbed that with the teammates to prevent him attacking this turn, preventing Vlad from attacking. But we know Vlad has an N in his hand, so he can play the N, get rid of those 4 cards out of Joseph's hands and say, hey, you're not going to have those cards. I know you got 4 cards out of your deck because you just used teammates and Arrow Blitz. So he got 4 cards in his hand. So if I'm Vlad, I'm definitely going to play it in, just saying, hey, you don't need those cards anymore. Those are 4 cards you want, but you're not going to have them anymore. So Flowstone to the Garbodor, shutting down all basic Pokemon's abilities. And we'll see a Darkening go to Fright Night Yveltal on the bench. And let's see what does Vlad decide to do here. We will see an end. Both players will shuffle up and draw 6 new cards, which I think is the correct play. We know that Joseph got the 4 cards he wanted. He grabbed a Strong Energy, an N, and a Birch. So both players are going to give a good shuffle. And I wonder if Joseph can draw into this Snivy, the Serperior, and the Forest of Giant Plants, and maybe get some paralyzation going on. That'd be pretty neat. But right now, if you're looking at this matchup, you're like, all right, Vlad's pretty much in the driver's seat. He has a Garbodor online. He's got a Fright and Yveltal. If he gets an Yveltal Yax, it's pretty much going to knock out the Carbink. Safeguard is not in effect anymore. And let's see what's going to happen. Vlad is going to play Max Elixir. Look at the top cards of his deck. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he does find a Dark Energy. He can put that on the bench Yveltal. But I bet Vlad wishes this was an Yveltal EX. Yveltal is probably the strongest attack, one of the strongest attacks in the game right now. So I imagine that's what he wishes that was. But he could maybe Ninja Boy if he plays that. I don't know if he does. But we're going to see a Pitch Black Spear doing 70 to the active because Fighting Field is working now because the Garbodor is in play. So on to Joe's turn. He's going to draw a card. Now let's see what he decides to put down. There is a Force Giant Plants coming down. We see a Snivy, we see a Serperior, and he flips heads, and it is a head, so that Yveltal is going to be asleep, but nope, Garbodor's in play and say, no, you're not going to paralyze me, so Serperior coming up with the Coil, and yeah, so Garbodor pretty much shuts down Joseph's deck, saying, hey, you're not going to paralyze me, you're not going to have your Safeguard ability, and this is going to shut down Joseph a lot during this match. You saw Vlad, he immediately just put that Garbodor, like, nope, I have Garbotoxin to play, your Servine does not matter. So we see a third Strong Energy going to that Carbink. Power Gem is going to do 4, 6, 8, 10. There's a DC being discarded with the Enhanced Tamer. And we're going to see another Gale Wings for 40 damage. Joseph's going to search for any 2 cards out of his deck. So, I mean, things are turning a little bit. I just kind of wish Joseph had another attacker on the bench. Maybe a Zygarde. I don't know. A Regirock maybe. A Zygarde EX. Just so those besides the Carbink. Because that Carbink can easily be knocked out. It doesn't have that much HP. So let's see what 2 cards he's going to get. I kind of missed the first one. I don't know what the first one is. It looks like a supporter card maybe. It was definitely a white card. It wasn't an energy for sure. But let's see, what does he decide to get? Okay, maybe he's not, he don't like that card anyway. He's gonna get 2 new whole cards. He's like, whatever. Let's see what he goes in for. Let's see. He can go for maybe another Enhanced Tamer, but there's no special energy on the field. Gonna put 1 card. I think that was a Delinquent, maybe. That's what it seems like. And maybe a letter. Look at his hand again. I think he needs another Pokemon, is my thing. Maybe get the Serperior ready to go, trying to Coil if needed. Right now, Vlad really couldn't deal with that Serperior, so 2 cards come out of his hand. Alright, so on Vlad's turn, I imagine Vlad wants to find... Well, he can't put down Yveltal yet because his bench is full, which is very unfortunate. So let's see what Vlad decides to do here. He's going to draw for his turn, find an Enhanced Hammer, discarding one of the strong energies off the bench Carbink. Okay. We see a Flowstone going on to Trubbish. We see an end. Both players are going to shuffle and get 6 new cards. Once again, Vlad saying, you got 2 cards out of your deck. I'm just going to end them away. I know they're 2 cards you want, but you're not going to have them. I don't want you to have them either. Which is fine. I mean, that's a great thing for Vlad, just countering those Aerial Blitz over and over again. So let's see, can Vlad find a DC or not? If he does find a DC, he can use Pitch Black Spear, but he's got to be worried that this Yveltal is going to be knocked out fairly soon. Looks like Vlad did not hit a DC, because if he did hit one, I imagine he played ASAP. But there we see a Max Elixir. Go look at the top cards of his deck. There's a DC, another DC, and an Ultra Ball. So 2 DCs in his hand from that Max Elixir. But you cannot touch DCs with those Max Elixir. Only basic dark energies, or basic energies in general. They don't have to be dark. So we see another Max Elixir. Does he hit one this time? 3, 4, 5, and there's a Dark Energy and an Yveltal EX as well. I imagine Vlad does wish that Yveltal was an Yveltal EX instead of a Fright Knight, just because Yveltal could start doing some huge knockouts right now. But Vlad is just going to pass on to Joseph's turn. Alright, so let's see, what does Joseph have? Will he use Aerial Blitz again? The Fright Knight Yveltal is at 80. It has like 170 HP. Thanks for the Fighting Fear Belt. So it is going to be a little hard to knock out. It's going to take at least, what, 3 more turns as of right now. So let's see. With Joseph cool this turn, we see another Carbink come down. We see maybe a Grass Energy. He has a bunch of energy in his hand. He does have a strong energy. He can maybe put on the Carbink. There's Grass Energy. I'm fine with this Coil doing 40, and next turn you do 40 more damage, I think it is. Oh man, I can't remember exactly what Coil does. It's like 40 and maybe 80 more damage. I know it does 40 for sure for the first attack. So this guy, oh, maybe it's just 20. No, 40. Yeah, it does 40 because he's up to 120 now. Let me see if I can find what Serperior does real quick. I know it's cool, it does 40. But on the Vlad's turn, he's going to draw a card, put a DC in the active, but that Yveltal is going to be knocked out. There's a Flowstone going on Shaman. And we see Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Alright, so that's not good for Vlad. He does have to worry about the Serperior, because now I can start attacking over and over again. Cool does 40, and you do 60 more damage. And then Slash Strike does 80. You can't use it again next turn. We see an 8 Hammer discarding another strong energy off that bench Carbink. But next turn, Cool could do 100 damage and just knock it out. We see a Pitch Black Spear doing 70 to that Serperior. Bonus just turns, he's going to draw a card. He can use Cool for a knockout, but then Vlad gets in the other Fright and Yveltal take a knockout. There's a Carbink coming down, a Carbink break coming down, sorry. He can put a strong energy on it, so that way he gets attacked with it next turn, or a basic energy. So that's what we want to see. Put a basic energy on that Carbink break. And if I'm Joseph, I'm just going to Coil, take a knockout, and let Vlad knock out my my Serperior. It's not too big of a deal. Let's see, does he have a support card or not? He hasn't played one yet. Looks like he does have a Via Seeker. And he is going to Coil for the knockout or the second attack. It doesn't matter. Either one is a knockout. Now Vlad is going to promote that Trubbish with the Flowstone, but he's just promoted that because it has free trade against that Flowstone, so that's fine. We see an Yveltal coming down the field, a DC going on as well. Fighting Fear Bell, so you see that Yveltal is going to get powered up here pretty quickly. And I imagine Vlad is going to treat into this Fright Knight Yveltal and take a knockout, because Serperior only has, what, 130 HP? No, 140. So 70 plus 70 is 140. So that's a knockout regardless. But Vlad does have to worry about Carbink? No, not really. Carbink's really not that scary. So we see Vlad probably treat and just pitch Black Spear, knocking out the Serperior. That's what I would do. And just next turn, just start attacking with Yveltal EX. And I mean, you might be concerned about the bench Carbink with the strong energy, but if I'm Vlad, I'm thinking, hey, pitch Black Spear, just take a knockout. He can't retaliate a knockout either, so I think that's a fine play. So is he Yveltal coming up? We'll see a Pitch Black Spear, but does Vlad have a supporter card? He does have a VS Seeker, but does he even need to dig for anything? He does have an in, but I do not think he has a Sycamore. He has a Lysander. Looks like he is debating, does he want it in or not? And looks like we are just going to Pitch Black Spear for the knockout, which I think is fine. You know Joseph didn't play any supporter cards last turn, so you really don't want to end to give him a new hand of 5. So in Joseph's turn, you can just send the Talonflame because it does have the free retreat, and then you can think about what you want to do for your turn. But we're going to see Joseph just take a second, decide what to do, who's he going to send up. But like I said, the Talonflame does have the free retreat. We saw Vlad do that last turn. He promoted the Trouble to the Flowstone, saying, "Hey, it's got free retreat. I'm going to send him up, and then I'm going to think about it because the top deck could change everything." So let's see, what does Joseph decide to send up here? I mean, looks like it'll send the Carbink Break. It can use Diamond Gift for 0 damage because it will hit for resistance, but you can attach 2 strong energies to your bench Carbink Break, which would be fantastic. Or bench Carbink, sorry. So via Seeker from Joseph, maybe grab a Teammates, and that's what we're going to see. Teammates, get any 2 cards out of his deck, and I wonder what he's going to go for. Maybe a Lysander and a Carbink Break. And what he could do is Power Gem for 6, 8, 10. Yeah, Power Gem, Lysander the Garbodor, and Power Gem for a knockout if you do attach 2 strong energies to that bench Carbink, which is fine. I think that's a great play for sure, but I don't know what he's going to do, obviously. 1 card going to his hand, I don't know what it is. And another card as well, he just grabbed those too fast. I don't know what those are, I apologize. But I imagine we're going to see a Diamond Gift, do 0 because of resistance, and attach 2 strong energies from his discard pile to that Carbink on the bench. We see a Zygarde coming down. Lucky Helmet going to the active. A Fighting Form going to Zygarde. A Strong Energy, and we're going to see probably that Zygarde get powered up here with the Geo Strike and the Rumble. So we're going to see a Carbink doing 0 damage because of resistance and attaching 2 strong energies to that bench Zygarde with the Geo Strike. I think it does 130. It 10 to all your bench, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to look it up here on my phone. But on Vlad's turn, now Vlad's in a weird situation. This Zygarde came out of nowhere. Yeah, Geostrike does 120 and does 10 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. But right now it's doing 20, 40, 60, 80. It does 190 right now thanks to the Fighting Field and all those strong energies. So Vlad is attach a Dark Energy to that Yveltal. But with the Fighting Field, Zygarde has 160 HP, so it is going to be somewhat difficult to knock out. And what is Vlad going to do here? He can pitch Black Spear for 70, but that Lucky Helmet lets him draw some guards. We see a VS Seeker. He could grab a Lysander, and that's what we're going to see. A Lysander, bring up the Zygarde with those 3 energies, and probably just pitch Blacks. But he could retreat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 140, 150. It's not a knockout with that Yveltal Yaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's only doing 150. That Zygarde does have 160 HP. So it's not enough for knockout. And we're going to see a Pitch Black Spear doing 70 to that Zygarde. So in Joe's turn, he's going to draw a card. He does have an Energy Evil, a Fighting Energy, a Serperior, a Force Giant Plants. So this Zygarde's about to get knocked out. Now what he could do is just Geo Strike and just try to do as much damage as just try to get as much damage output you can with the Zygarde before it falls down. If you had a Lysander, you could Lysander Shaman and rumble it till it knocked out, or he can just Geo Strike for automatic knockout. So we're going to see Geo Strike do 120, 40, 60, 80, 190, minus 20, 170, which will knock out the active Yveltal and do 10 damage to all of his bench. So Talonflame will take 10, the 2 Carbinks take 10. And it's 4 to 4 in prize cards. Alright, so on the Vlad's turn, I'm going to put it on the Yveltal Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. But Vlad is about to send it to Yveltal, and he's going to Evolve for knockout, and then Evolve Carbink for knockouts, and then can Joseph get another Pokemon powered up or not is going to be the big question here. Vlad does have a Reverse Valley, so he can't put that down. If he wants to, there's a Max Elixir. Look at top cards of his deck, and there's a Dark Energy, VS Seeker, Sycamore, Dark Energy, and a Dark Energy. So he has plenty of energies. Dark Energy on that bench, Yveltal. And we will see Vlad take a knockout here with the bench Yveltal EX, I imagine is what we'll see. Just gonna give it a good little shuffle, but also we gotta worry about time. It's been 20 minutes. It says right now on my stream. I don't know exactly when they started. It could have been before the 20 minutes, but it's getting pretty close. Wait, no, it's best of 30. Never mind. What am I talking about? It's best 2 out of 3, or best 1 of 30 minutes. So they have 10 minutes left. They have plenty of time. Never mind. I'm silly. All right. So a DC going to the Yveltal EX. We'll see your treat probably just Yveltal for knockout, but now you gotta think Vlad's field is very dominant. He's gonna take 2 knockouts. There's the Yveltal for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 130 damage. Knock out the active, but Vlad's actually not gonna be able to knock out these Carbink straight away. They do have too much HP, so can Vlad? I think Carbink Break has 110 HP. Let's see here. Come on, images. This is the only downside is I don't know the HP. Oh, it has 110. Yeah, I was right. So 110. Vlad right now swinging for 20, 40, 60, 100. Oh, it's 110. He's already taken a knockout either way, so he's fine. So on the Joe's turn, what can he do to prevent Yveltal taking 3 more prize cards? I don't know. I don't think there's anything he can do. There's a Pokemon fan club. Go into search deck for any 2 basic Pokemon and put them into his hand. Looks like he is going to grab another Zygarde. Okay. And maybe a Snivy. Looks like the Zygarde is the only thing he can really grab. I see Serperior. I see a Servine. And not Servine. I see, Servine and Serperior. And looks like a Jirachi maybe? A Zygarde? Or is that a Talonflame? I think that might have been a Talonflame, which he can't grab. So just going to grab the Zygarde. And you got to think Joseph is in trouble right now. Joseph can Diamond Gift to the Zygarde, but it's going to do 0 damage. And then Vlad could just immediately license her for a knockout. There's a Fighting Energy going it. And we'll see a Diamond Gift putting 2 strong energies to that bench. Zygarde doing 0 damage again. So 2 strong energies going to Zygarde. And on Vlad's turn, we know he has like a billion Via Seekers in his discard pile. So Vlad's going to draw a card. Can he find one of those Via Seekers? And he does find a Via Seeker. So going to put a Dark Energy in the active. Probably Via Seeker for Lysander. Bring us a Zygarde. Take a knock on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is doing plenty of damage. Take a knockout. Going on 2 prize cards. And that's, I mean, that has to be almost a game right there. There's no way Joseph can knock out these 2 Yveltal Yaks. They have too much HP. They're resistant. Here comes Gale Wings. We see Joseph does draw into a Evosoda, it looks like. But yeah, it looks like Vlad will end up winning this game. Just the Yveltal is just so strong against this like deck. But we see an Energy Evo going to put a Fighting Energy and another Fighting Energy in his hand. No, Grass Energy. He does not have a basic Fighting left. Okay. Alright, so let's see, what does he decide to do here? His hand is actually full of energies, and nothing else really. So, let's see, he can Gale Wings for 40, but then Yveltal knocks you out, goes down to 1 prize card. He needs to find some kind of EX Pokemon, which I do not think he plays. 40 damage going to Yveltal. Going to put any 2 cards in his hand. Maybe a Serperior and an Ultra Ball to get another Pokemon out, but a Super Rod, sorry, and an Ultra Ball to get another Pokemon out, but man, it looks like Vlad will take this game. Vlad is doing some math right now. I mean, he's knocking out pretty much anybody he wants to. I imagine Vlad would just draw an Evolve straight away. It doesn't really matter too much. I just want to play super quick because you don't know how much time is left. He can also Lysander up like the Carbink on the bench or the Carbink Break. Either would be a knockout. We see Joseph is still trying to decide what he wants. Looks like he is going to grab Professor Birch, which, if he doesn't have a supporter card, would be a great idea because he needs a supporter card in his hand. There's a Super Rod I was talking about, so he does put a Super Rod in his hand. One on Vlad's turn, he's going to draw. Alright, and he's probably just going to evolve just almost immediately just to take a knockout to save some time. So going to draw a card. There's a Sycamore, which you do not want to play right now. Looks like he is contemplating a Lysander, which it's not a bad thing. Reverse Light coming down, getting the Force of Giant Plants, so he does 10 additional more damage. Lysander, bring up the Carbink with the 2 energies, and he will just evolve for a knockout going down to 1 prize card. Alrighty, so there we go. Vlad going down to 1 prize card. He does like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 150 damage to that Carbink. And looks like Vlad will take this game. And it's going to be round number 1 of the Memphis League Challenge. Now there's 4 rounds today. We got some Guardy on here. We got some Kyogre. We got some Greninja. I think we got a Greninja versus Yveltal. Some other stuff. But on Joe's turn, go put down the Forest of Giant Plants. He does have a Super Rod and I think a Skyla, but I don't see how he can win this. There's a Super Rod. Gonna shuffle 3 combination of Pokemon and energies back into his deck. All right, there's a Carbink. Fighting Energy, maybe. Oh, a Zygarde. And another Zygarde, maybe. No, Fighting Energy, alrighty. So those 3 cards are going to be shuffled back into his deck. Maybe Joseph can grab one. And maybe where he can't be knocked out immediately. He does have a, I think it's a Skyla in his hand. I know I see, yeah, it looks like a Skyla. So he could Skyla for Ultra Ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't immediately get knocked out by an Evolve. So, but I mean, Vlad has like a VS Seeker in his hand. He can just license anybody with the game immediately. But I imagine we're going to see Skyla. And I wonder what he'll decide to grab. I mean, the only thing he can really grab is an Ultra Ball. Grab out a Zygarde, put that on the bench, put it in the active spot, and just make it where Vlad can't win this turn. Maybe License of the Shame without a Flowstone. That could be a possibility as well. But if you got to think, if you're Joseph, there's pretty much nothing you can really do here. Vlad's going to make sure that it's a lucky helmet, nothing else too crazy. So let's see. What does Joseph decide to do here? I mean, I don't think there is anything he could do. I think his literally only splitter card is a Skyla. And, yeah, that's pretty much going to be game. He's just trying to do all the math here, just making sure, is there anything he could do to not lose next turn? But you got to think, he has a Lysander, like I said, he could Lysander the Shaman. Hope to get it stuck in the X spot. Joseph's doing to make sure he knows everything, what is happening. Like I said, his only plan is maybe a Lysander Shaman or a Skyla for an Ultra Ball to put down one of those Zygardes. But even then, that is a risky play. I do see a Team Flurgon. I see a VS Seeker in his hand, and that's going to pretty much show that he does have the game. There's a Skyla for maybe an Ultra Ball. We might see an Ultra Ball come out if he does have one in there. There's a Max Potion, which doesn't matter too much. It's going to Max Potion the Talonflame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does have 110 HP. It has too much HP, but knock out immediately from this Evil Ball. But we know Vlad has a VS Seeker for Lysander. To bring up the Carbink, we see retreat into the Talonflame. And he puts the energy on the active that's actually going to get knocked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the energy is actually enough for a knockout already because it has 130 HP. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. License the Carbink either way, and Vlad will take this game pretty quickly. The Garbodor pretty much shut down everything, like the Servine and the Carbink break. If Vlad didn't play the Garbodor, that game would have been totally different. But guys, hope you enjoyed this round number 1 of the Memphis League Challenge. Like I said, there's 4 rounds. And then we're going to see what's going to happen. Like I said, there's some fun games. There's Guardy, Yveltal, Greninja. I think it's all of them, maybe? I don't know. We'll see what happens next game. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty. Bye. Alright, guys. I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.